4 worst oils you should never touch, and 4 you must eat daily. You know, I was just talking to my neighbor Martha yesterday. She's 68, and she mentioned how confused she gets walking down the oil aisle at the grocery store. There are so many options, she said, and I just don't know which ones are actually good for me. And that got me thinking, because here's something that's going to shock you. Every 36 seconds someone dies from heart disease. Every 4 minutes a senior suffers a stroke, and in over 80% of those cases, it's connected to something you probably use every single day without even thinking about it. Your cooking oil. Now, I know that sounds dramatic, but stick with me here because the science behind this is absolutely eye-opening. Most of us, and I'm talking about 99% of seniors, are still using oils that research shows can increase stroke risk, raise Alzheimer's risk, and flood your bloodstream with inflammatory compounds after just one meal. The crazy part? Most doctors aren't even warning you about this. But the science is crystal clear, and I'm going to share it all with you today. But here's the good news. And this is why I'm so excited to talk about this. One simple oil swap, backed by multiple studies, could slash your inflammation markers by nearly 50% in just weeks. Just weeks. So today, we're going to cut through all the marketing nonsense and get to the real truth. I'm going to share the 4 worst oils you should never touch. And trust me, some of these are going to surprise you. And then the 4 best oils you absolutely must start using. Everything I'm sharing is backed by peer-reviewed studies done specifically on seniors like you. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop your city or country in the comments below. I read every single comment because your health journey really matters to me, and I want to make sure I'm creating content that helps you wherever you are. Alright, let's get started with the oils. Okay, let's start with number 4 on our worst oils list, and this one trick almost everyone. Generic vegetable oil. Now when you see that label, what do you think? It sounds healthy, right? I mean, vegetables are good for us. But here's the thing. This couldn't be further from the truth. You know what generic vegetable oil actually is? It's basically a mystery blend of the worst possible oils all mixed together. We're talking soybean oil, corn oil, sometimes even cottonseed oil. And here's the kicker. You have absolutely no idea what ratios you're getting. Think about it this way. Would you take a medication if the label just said generic medicine, without telling you what was actually in it? Of course not. But that's exactly what we're doing with these oil blends. The food manufacturers love these blends because they're dirt cheap to make. They're designed for one thing, shelf stability, not your health. Your health is not even a consideration here. And here's what really gets me fired up about this. The omega-6 content in these oils is through the roof. Now, your body needs some omega-6, but it also needs omega-3 to balance it out. These generic oils throw that balance completely out of whack, creating inflammation throughout your body. You'll find this stuff everywhere. Most restaurant fryers use it. It's in countless processed foods, and it's even hiding in products that claim to be healthy. The problem is, at 60 plus, your body's ability to handle these inflammatory compounds decreases significantly. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire when your system is already dealing with age-related inflammation. Corn oil. Now let's talk about corn oil. And this is where things get really concerning. The food industry has done a fantastic job of making us think corn oil is just another cooking oil. But here's what they don't want you to know. It's one of the most inflammatory substances you can put in your body, especially after 60. Let me break down the numbers for you. Corn oil contains up to 60% omega-6 fatty acids. Now, your body does need omega-6, but it needs to be in balance with omega-3s. Ideally, you want a ratio close to 4:1, or even better, 2:1. But here's what happens with corn oil. It pushes most seniors to ratios of 20:1 or even higher. That's not just bad, that's a recipe for chronic inflammation throughout your entire body. I came across a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that really opened my eyes. They found that diets high in omega-6 from corn oil led to significantly increased inflammation markers in seniors. And get this, men over 60 who consumed high levels of corn oil had a 70% higher risk of fatal heart disease. 70%. And if you're dealing with morning stiffness or joint pain, listen to this. The inflammatory response from corn oil particularly affects joint health. So, if you're waking up feeling like the Tin Man before he gets his oil, ironically, corn oil might be making it worse. But it gets worse. Almost all corn oil comes from GMO corn, and the extraction process uses chemical solvents and high heat. This creates oxidized compounds that your liver has to work overtime to process. And here's the thing. After 60, your detox systems naturally slow down, so these toxins stay in your body longer. You know what really bothers me? When you go out to eat, corn oil is often reused in restaurant fryers. Reheated oil produces compounds called aldehydes, which are directly linked to brain diseases like Alzheimer's. Since we already have increased risk for cognitive decline, as we age, this is particularly scary. Oil number 2. Soybean oil. All right, now we're getting to the sneaky one. Soybean oil. And I call it sneaky because it hides under that innocent vegetable oil label I mentioned earlier. This oil is everywhere because it's incredibly cheap and has virtually no taste. Food manufacturers absolutely love it because it extends shelf life. You'll find it in salad dressings, margarine, and most restaurant food. But what it does to your brain and hormones is absolutely alarming. I want to tell you about a groundbreaking study from 2020 that came out of UC Riverside. They found that soybean oil altered over 100 genes in the brain. 100 genes. This included genes involved in neuroinflammation and metabolic disorders. The study specifically noted changes in the hypothalamus. That's your brain's control center. For those of us already at risk for cognitive decline, this is particularly concerning. But it doesn't stop there. The same study found that soybean oil affects hormone regulation. This means increased risk of weight gain, mood issues, and blood sugar spikes. These are symptoms most seniors already struggle with, and soybean oil is making them worse. From a heart health perspective, research shows soybean oil increases risk of heart rhythm problems. It actually disrupts the fatty acid balance in your heart cell membranes. For seniors with existing heart conditions, this is especially dangerous. And when you heat soybean oil, it produces more oxidized cholesterol than almost any other oil. Here's the reality check. Over 90% of soy is genetically modified. The extraction process leaves behind chemical residues, and it's in almost every processed food you buy. Even when you think you're cooking healthy at home, you're probably using it without even knowing it. And now we get to number 1, the absolute worst oil for seniors. Cottonseed oil. And folks, this isn't just bad for you, it's actually toxic. Here's something that's going to blow your mind. Cotton isn't even classified as a food crop. It's industrial. This means it's grown with more pesticides than any major oil source. Those chemical residues end up in the oil, then in your bloodstream. And your body after 60 has a much harder time detoxing these chemicals. The inflammation from cottonseed oil is extreme. It has even more omega-6 fatty acids than corn or soybean oil. Every single tablespoon delivers a massive inflammatory hit that triggers pain, stiffness, and cellular damage throughout your body. But here's the really scary part. Cottonseed oil contains something called gossypol. It's a naturally occurring toxin. Now, while processing reduces it, trace amounts remain. Research in toxicology reports linked gossypol exposure to liver damage and weakened immunity in aging subjects. Seniors with already compromised detox systems are most vulnerable. From a brain health perspective, a study in metabolic brain disease found cottonseed oil consumption linked to memory loss in aging subjects. It triggers inflammation in the hippocampus, your brain's memory center. For seniors already at risk for dementia, this is devastating. And your heart? Cottonseed oil lowers good cholesterol, raises bad cholesterol, and increases stroke risk. Nearly 50% of adults over 60 already have metabolic syndrome, and cottonseed oil makes it worse. The worst part? This oil is hiding everywhere. It's often in vegetable oil blends, mayonnaise, chips, crackers, baked goods, and fast food fryers. It's doing damage even when you can't taste it. Let me be crystal clear about this. Cottonseed oil has absolutely no place in a senior's diet. Now I know this has been pretty heavy so far, and you might be feeling a little overwhelmed. But here's why I'm so passionate about sharing this information with you. Because there's incredible hope on the other side. The oils I'm about to share with you don't just avoid damage. They actually help your body heal, fight inflammation, and protect your brain and heart. These aren't just alternatives. They're powerful tools for better health after 60. So let's shift gears and talk about the 4 best oils for seniors. Let's start with number 4 on our best oils list, high oleic sunflower oil. Now, I want to be really clear here because not all sunflower oil is created equal. Regular sunflower oil, that's high in those inflammatory omega-6s we just talked about. But high oleic sunflower oil is a completely different story. Here's what makes it different. High oleic varieties are specially bred to be predominantly monounsaturated fat. This is the exact same healthy fat you find in olive oil and avocados. It's much more stable than regular sunflower oil and less likely to oxidize and create those inflammatory compounds. From a senior health perspective, monounsaturated fats are fantastic. They help reduce inflammation, support heart health, and may help with cholesterol balance. Plus, it's more affordable than some of the premium oils, and it has a neutral taste that works well in cooking. Studies show that diets higher in monounsaturated fats are associated with better cognitive function in seniors. They help reduce oxidative stress, which naturally increases with age, and may support better insulin sensitivity. It's great for medium heat cooking and works well in baking as a healthier substitute for those inflammatory oils. But here's the key, and this is crucial. You need to look specifically for high oleic on the label. Regular sunflower oil won't give you these benefits. If it just says sunflower oil without the high oleic designation, keep looking. Oil number 3, avocado oil. Now let's talk about avocado oil, and this is going to be your go-to oil for high heat cooking. The healthy fat profile in avocado oil is fantastic. It's rich in monounsaturated fats, especially something called oleic acid. This is the same beneficial compound that makes olive oil so healthy. But here's the advantage. Unlike olive oil, avocado oil has a very high smoke point. This means you can safely cook at high temperatures without damaging the oil or creating harmful compounds. I want to share some research with you from the Journal of Functional Foods. They studied avocado oil's effects on seniors with metabolic syndrome. The results were impressive. It reduced bad cholesterol and increased good cholesterol. This directly translates to better artery health and lower stroke risk. But it's not just about your heart. Avocado oil contains lutein, which is a powerful antioxidant. Lutein protects your eyes from macular degeneration, something that becomes increasingly important as we age. But it also accumulates in the brain and supports cognitive function. Studies show seniors with higher lutein intake have better memory and mental processing. If you're dealing with joint issues, you're going to love this. The oleic acid in avocado oil reduces joint inflammation. If you wake up stiff or have clicking knees, this oil can actually help. It supports cartilage repair, which is especially important for seniors dealing with arthritis. From a practical standpoint, avocado oil is incredibly versatile. It's good for cooking, salads, and drizzling. It has a rich, satisfying texture that helps you feel full. It's stable at room temperature, and it doesn't go rancid quickly like some other oils. When you're shopping for avocado oil, look for cold-pressed, unrefined versions. It should have a green color, not clear. That green color means it still has its antioxidants. Avoid the refined versions that have been stripped of nutrients. Oil number 2. Extra virgin olive oil. Now we're getting to the gold standard. Extra virgin olive oil. This has thousands of years of use backed by modern science. For seniors, it's not just food. It's medicine. Let me tell you about the Mediterranean evidence, because this is some of the most compelling research in all of nutrition. The landmark pre-dimmed study followed thousands of seniors for years. Those using extra virgin olive oil had 30% fewer heart attacks and strokes. 30%. And the benefits were most pronounced in people over 60. This isn't just correlation. This is cause and effect. From a brain protection standpoint, research published in Aging Cell shows olive oil preserves cognitive function. It reduces beta amyloid buildup. Those are the brain plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease. Seniors consuming just 2 tablespoons daily showed better memory and verbal fluency. The polyphenols in olive oil actually cross the blood-brain barrier and reduce neuroinflammation. Here's something that might surprise you. Olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal, which works similarly to ibuprofen. It provides natural, anti-inflammatory effects without the side effects. This is particularly helpful for seniors dealing with arthritis or chronic pain. It works by reducing inflammation at the cellular level. For heart protection, olive oil prevents the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. That's the process that clogs your arteries. It helps maintain flexible, healthy blood vessels, supports healthy blood pressure in seniors, and reduces overall cardiovascular inflammation. But here's the thing about olive oil. Quality is everything. Many brands labeled extra virgin are actually fake. You want to look for 100% cold-pressed extra virgin in dark glass bottles. It should smell grassy and taste slightly peppery. That peppery sensation? That's actually the polyphenols working. Using olive oil, it's best used raw or at low temperatures. It's perfect for salad dressings and drizzling over cooked vegetables. Don't use it for high-heat cooking because that destroys those beneficial compounds we just talked about. And now we get to number 1, virgin coconut oil. This is the most misunderstood oil out there. But for seniors, it might be the most important one in your kitchen. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but isn't coconut oil high in saturated fat? And yes, it is. But here's what makes all the difference. The type of saturated fat matters more than the amount. Coconut oil is rich in something called medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs. These fats digest completely differently than other oils. Instead of being stored as body fat, they're quickly converted to energy. For seniors struggling with fatigue or brain fog, this is absolutely game-changing. Let me share some fascinating brain research with you. Studies in neurobiology of aging showed that MCTs improve brain function in seniors with memory problems. They create ketones, which are a more efficient brain fuel than glucose. This is especially important as we age because glucose uptake in the brain naturally declines. I've had seniors tell me they notice clearer thinking and better focus within just days of adding coconut oil to their diet. From an immune system perspective, coconut oil contains lauric acid, which fights harmful bacteria, viruses, and fungi. It helps rebalance your gut microbiome and supports better immunity. This is crucial, as immune function naturally declines with age. It also reduces digestive issues that are common in seniors. For metabolism support, coconut oil supports healthy thyroid function and helps regulate body temperature. Unlike those inflammatory oils we talked about earlier, it actually reduces inflammation markers and may help with weight management in seniors. From a cooking standpoint, coconut oil is highly stable at high temperatures. It won't oxidize or create toxic compounds when heated, making it perfect for seniors who want to avoid trans fats and oxidized oils. It's versatile for cooking, baking, or even adding to coffee. When you're shopping for coconut oil, look for organic, unrefined, cold-pressed virgin coconut oil. It should smell naturally sweet, not chemically neutral. Now, let me address the saturated fat concern directly, because I know some of you are worried about this. Yes, coconut oil is high in saturated fat, but the MCTs in coconut oil behave differently than other saturated fats. Multiple studies show it actually improves, not worsens, heart disease risk factors in seniors. The key is replacing those inflammatory oils we talked about earlier. not adding coconut oil on top of a bad diet. If you're going to start using coconut oil, here's my advice. Start with half a tablespoon daily and increase gradually. Some seniors need to start slowly if they have sensitive digestion. Most people notice increased energy within the first week. Conclusion. As we wrap up today, I want you to understand something important. The oils you choose after 60 can either accelerate aging and disease, or they can become powerful tools for healing and protection. The research is absolutely clear on this. Your body is still listening to what you feed it. These changes we've talked about today can make a real difference in how you feel, think, and age. It's never too late to start taking better care of yourself. Now I want to hear from you. What oil are you using most right now? Drop it in the comments below and I'll help guide you toward better choices based on your specific needs and cooking style. I really do read every comment, and I love hearing about your health journey. If this information helped you understand the truth about oils for seniors, please hit that like button and share this with someone over 60 who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Essentials for more evidence-based health tips that actually work. Remember, small changes in your kitchen can lead to big improvements in your health. Start with your oils and rebuild your wellness from the inside out. Thanks for spending time with me today on Senior Essentials. I'll see you in the next video where we'll tackle another crucial health topic for living your best life after 60. Until then, take care of yourself. You're worth it.